Hello and welcome back to the Fastest Podcast, where we cover everything from the greatest overtakes to the fastest pit stops. I'm your host Jazz, and today I have with me Dogra and Pigeon. And
hi everyone, great to be back.
And this is our Singapore preview. So this weekend we've got another race in Singapore, another night race. Let's go.
Gonna be interesting.
It's getting spicy out there. So what are we thinking going in? Obviously, Singapore is always an interesting track. It brings the drama.
Just say accident prone, Jazz. Just say accident prone. Interesting is not the word here.
It's very tough on the drivers because it's high heat, and then it's one of the longer races of the year because it's slow lap times comparatively to the distance you have to travel. So it's very hard on drivers, and that makes it even more difficult on a street circuit as well.
I mean, sure, but red flags, they'll be done.
Red flags.
You know that.
Well, the strategy is definitely bound to be interesting at this weekend because we've got a bit of mixed weather conditions heading our way, I think. It looks like the whole week was rain apart from race day. And I think that's changed now?
There's nothing mixed about it anymore. It is
okay.
Rain with thunderstorms. So yeah, get your boats out, people.
Not again.
Might need them.
I mean, we don't just have F1 racing this weekend. We also have F1 Academy. So hopefully that is not going to impact anything because I think, was it Miami where I think they had to not race.
Yeah, but that was because of the intense rain, I believe. They couldn't get the race going, so they had to move it then to Canada. Yeah, they had to move it to Canada because they couldn't race in Miami due to the rain. But now there's only 2 rounds left, and they're having 2 street circuits, so that's going to be fun. Second year for F1 Academy to go to Singapore. And the title fight is pretty spicy there as well.
Yes, I mean, there's only 20 points separating Diane Pan and Mylewog. So, and there's, I think, 38 points on offer this round.
Yes.
And then for the last round in Vegas. You've also got Chloe Chambers. She's only 13 points behind Maya. So, potential for things to get interesting, especially if we are having some tumultuous circumstances in Singapore this weekend.
I mean, people say in F1 that, the rain is the equalizer. But in F1 Academy, they already have the same cars. Everyone has the exact same spec. And then you see a really different set of skills going forwards in those drivers. So people who wouldn't usually get to pole or into the top 8, where they can start on reverse grid pole, they could suddenly be in the mix the entire weekend. If it does rain, we say this pretty often that it's going to rain and then the rain just stays away. But I really do hope to see some rain. It does look like we're going to see some rain. Singapore takes forever to dry. If the track does get wet, it takes forever to dry. So we could see a very interesting weekend. We might also not see any racing at all. That's a very real possibility.
Why would you say that?
Oh, sorry. I knock on wood. Don't sue me if I don't race.
We wait for a week for the race and then you say that it might not happen. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad Dan didn't say it.
Yeah, Dan's always right, much to my
chagrin
and annoyance. Yes, Dan is usually right about these things. So we just need Dan to tell us that it's going to be the best weekend ever. We'll come back to that. So yeah, penultimate weekend for F1 Academy. Lots of factors that could really impact their last round in Vegas. But let's talk a little bit more about the F1 weekend. So we've mentioned the weather, which looks just tons of fun. I think there are going to be some late nights in Singapore for the drivers and the teams. But let's talk about strategy, because strategy is always an interesting one in Singapore because, like we've said, accident-prone track, lots of potential for safety cars, red flags, and obviously the teams will be planning for this to try and capitalise on those reduced impact pit stops. And I mean, strategy is also going to be massively impacted by the weather. So what are your guys' thoughts on that whole scenario?
One stop, hard soft.
Straight to the point.
Soft. That's not happening. I think medium hard probably, but
hard, red flag, softs. Done.
Yeah, we could see that. I did have a look at the available tire compounds, and they've brought the C3 through the C5, so no C6s like we saw in Baku. They've gone a step harder. Yeah, I don't like to see it because we already saw that Baku was an easy one-stopper. I just want to see the C6 at every single track from now on, because it just brings that level of unknown to it. We see different compounds in qualifying, and that's something I just love to see. Yeah, if Singapore is a cut and dry race, which it has never been except for last year, then it's an easy one-stop where you don't see anyone diving into the pits other than ones to change their mandatory tires. And now that yeah, but like I said, in a cut and dry race, you don't see that. And now that the fastest lap point is also gone, you don't see that at all. So yeah.
Yes, another reason to mourn the fastest lap point.
I mean, they usually only did it when they were 20 seconds apart anyways. I don't think anyone has really had any 20 seconds gap this year to safely pit into that, because you don't want to have the margin and then a bad pit stop and then being overtaken and then you lose a place rather than gaining an extra point. So yeah. I think the safety cars will be the most exciting thing about this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I am slightly disappointed about the tyre choice, but I suppose for the conditions on a dry track, which we probably won't experience anyway, those probably are the most logical solutions. I think maybe for us as fans and viewers, not as exciting, but I can see why they have made that call. The humidity, the heat. But it would be an interesting way to shake up what can be a pretty cut and dry race if there's no safety cars, red flags, rain, all of which we are going to see anyway. I'm almost certain. Dogra, any thoughts apart from hard to soft? What are your thoughts?
Don't phrase it like that.
I mean, with that as well, you'd assume that everyone starts on hards, which is crazy as well.
The phrasing of that particular sentence was just very off.
Move on. I'm cutting this out. Move on.
But yeah, I mean, 90, what was that stat? 96.3% accident rate?
93% safety car rate.
Yeah, that's only because of last year. Otherwise, it would have been 100%.
Yeah, last year everyone managed to keep it on the road.
And if it's going to rain with 4 rookies that have never raced at this track, oh boy, this is going to be. There won't be any racing. That's the thing. We'll have half the laps under the safety car.
I also saw a stat that if you look at drivers who have led the most laps at Singapore, Bernd Maylander is third. So I think you have like Schumacher and then it's not Schumacher. Sorry,
it's Vettel.
I think it's Vettel and Hamilton. They've both led like
between them.
Plus laps.
He was between them. Maylander is between Vettel and Hamilton, as far as I know.
because I think Alonso was fourth with
Okay.
93 laps, and then Bernd Maylander has 94. So yeah,
That is an excellent stat. That
Yeah.
is that. I think that tells us everything. That's the whole race preview right there. That stat just kind of packages that all up quite nicely for us.
yeah.
I mean, mentioning rookies. Now, we did see some of the rookie drivers have some pretty solid performances in Baku last time out, which was also a very technical circuit. It was actually the more experienced drivers that were causing problems. So
Some of the very experienced drivers.
Hey man.
you could say that. So I suppose in that regard, putting those rookies on this track that they wouldn't have raced in. They wouldn't have raced on.
F2 doesn't come there.
They don't touch it. So yeah. I mean, they do have experience, obviously, in feeder series and other similarly natured circuits. I think, Saudi, for example. Not exactly the same, but lots of walls.
Just for the audience's sake, we should name the drivers. So it's Hadjar, Behrman, Antonelli, and Bortoleto.
Yeah.
They've never raced at this circuit.
Yeah, Lawson was in 2023 when he had to fill in for Ricciardo with his broken hand. And Colapinto was already in the Williams last year. So
Yep.
That's all of them, yeah. And Alonso.
I mean, Alonso won the race in 2008, so...
Well, that would be a nice full circle moment from...
If.
Yeah.
If. Big if.
Imagine if Stroll wins.
Oh boy.
What has gone wrong in this scenario for that to happen?
I mean, the golden
Everybody
rule
crashed.
in Formula One in 2025 is there's two things that can make a race exciting. Actually, three if you include qualifying in that. If we have a mixed qualifying, again, it's interesting. But the only way to make a race interesting this season is either safety cars or rain. We have both on the kind of the radar this week. So
That was very true.
Should we
true.
drop a bingo at this point?
no, let's wait a little bit.
All right.
Fastest pit stop bingo coming to a platform near you.
And it's like first row is safety cars, second row is safety cars, third row is safety car, Oscar Piastri win, safety car, and then it's just all safety.
And in the middle, we have Stroll podium that you can just cross off whenever you want.
No, the middle was Oscar Piastri win.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things here that could contribute to an interesting weekend.
We could also see Monaco 2.0, to be fair.
We
Please
could.
don't say that again.
Yeah.
Why are you jinxing it, man? Come on.
I'm trying to reverse jinx it. If I jinx it now, then the opposite's going to happen.
We
Well,
like your intrusive thoughts. Keep them to yourself.
with my luck this season, anything I want has not happened. So in theory, I hold the power on this one.
In theory,
No,
we
I
could
think-
also say Hamilton channeling his masterclass. Rest in peace, Roscoe. But we saw what happened to Coco, and Hamilton just went beast mode. There is a chance that it might happen again.
I mean, he has got that
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Neither would I. No, he has got that absolutely beautiful onboard round Singapore. So anything could happen. I mean, look, we've got all of the makings of a great race. It just really depends on how the cookie crumbles, as some might say. Because you're right, it could be Monaco, it could be Baku 2.0, where we had a little bit of chaos at the start and thought we were in for an absolute banger of a race. Didn't really materialise,
We
depending
could also
on...
see Silverstone.
We could also see Silverstone. Please. So yeah.
Don't knock
I mean,
Don't knock on wood this time around. We need another
And my hands
Silverstone.
are off the table.
We need another Silverstone.
But I
But that
mean,
would that but that would give material for to Dan.
I mean, I really wouldn't care about Dan if we had a good race. At this point, I'll just take any good race because we
But
haven't had many this year. So yeah,
fair.
I mean, honestly, at this point in the season, with the way things are stacking up against me personally, I would pretty much take any sort of excitement on track this weekend
Yeah.
because, I mean, I'm quite enjoying this delusion for the Max Championship. I'm here for it. Um, I think you've got the makings of an interesting one. We saw Lando's drive here last year. Pretty solid stuff. The fact he nearly took himself out of the race because he was so far ahead from everyone else. And I mean, obviously with Piastri's form, Baku aside, you've got three, or Baku not aside. That has its own implications entirely. So I suppose it depends kind of
That's what
who
Jazz
you're
fought
rooting
for.
for. No, I would never do any such thing. Um,
I literally saw your voodoo doll.
no. Um, let's not.
she's a
But
witch.
There is also a possibility that F1 Academy can conclude its championship in Singapore itself, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's difficult, but it can happen. I
I mean,
think
if
she needs like
you
18 points, but it can happen.
yeah, but
I would argue that the
if Pan, like, I'm not hoping it does, but if Pan were to DNF, then there might be a chance that Berg just takes it.
I still
It's a
think
small chance.
it's quite unlikely. I think just because of the factors we have on offer in Singapore. I think yeah, it's not unlikely. It's not likely. It could happen, but I think it's kind of mirroring what we might see in F1. A lot of things could happen. McLaren could take the constructors championship this weekend.
I think they
I think you
already
need to.
did.
I think you need to phrase that question differently. How can they screw up not getting this? Because yeah, they had pretty much had it in the bag in
Baku.
Baku, and then Piastri just decided to dive into a barrier.
I mean,
Um,
I
I don't
think
even know what the computations are for this week, but I guess they just don't need to be out.
They don't
They
even
don't
need
need to be
to.
outscored by Ferrari at
they need to not
Yeah,
do what they did in Azerbaijan. Basically, I think that's
yeah, yeah.
the bare minimum on that. I mean, I would honestly quite like to see the constructors keep going a little bit because that means that we've had chaos on track if they haven't got it in the bag. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it now. It's just a matter of where. So yeah, I mean, as we were saying earlier, you know, you got Max lurking. He's never won before in Singapore. Um, and they seem to have finally gotten somewhere with that car, which we covered in our last podcast episode as well. Bit of a deep dive into what Red Bull have done and why it now seems to be working for them. So all the cards are on the table now. Let's not rule anything out. We could have a very, very interesting weekend across both series that we have on offer.
yep.
Do you guys think McLaren are going to do it this weekend?
I hope so. I mean, as much as I am a Ferrari fan, I'm also a realist. So, yeah.
Just want to get it out of the way now.
Just
End the suffering.
next year is going to be ours.
You
Since
just
the
have to worry
past,
about Mercedes now.
yeah, since the past 12 years we've been saying this, but
No, I think we've had some bold predictions from our viewers and our followers, which we will get into shortly. I mean, I could see them doing it this weekend. But I think I didn't feel good going into Baku for them. I felt like it was too easy, and we saw how that paid out. Maybe I am a witch. I don't know. But the possibility of them winning, I'd say here is pretty stronger, especially if we kind of have a pretty neutral race, because I'm sure one of their drivers will probably put it on pole.
That's very possible. I just looked it up, by the way. If they score 13 points in Singapore, they are champions. Which by the way, they didn't do that in Baku. So
they didn't.
Good
but
God,
if they just score 13 points in Singapore, then they have the constructors.
Interesting. They'll probably do it, won't they? I mean, I'd say there is a high likelihood that we will see them take that second constructors trophy in a row.
They'd be
I'd like
happy
to see
though.
it.
Been a
Great
while
place
since
to do
McLaren.
it.
Yeah, Singapore. is-
Great circuit to do it. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Night
there's
race.
also, but they're always under the threat of Verstappen, aren't they? I mean, I guess 13 points.
Always.
Even one of their drivers can score 13 points, so that's that. But
I mean, that's just a P3 finish.
yeah,
One
so
of them scores P3, then you're fine.
it's not that they can't win the constructors. I think it's more of a question of the drivers at this point, because if they win the if they win the constructors, do they let their drivers race?
No.
I don't think so. I read somewhere that Zach Brown basically wanted Verstappen to fall back again so they could just run their program. And then when they finally do get to Abu Dhabi and it's like 3 or 5 points, the difference between the two drivers, then they're like, oh yeah, now you can race.
The hell is the
This
part
is the
of that?
final race. Well, then they can have the fair racing that they want,
Yeah, and
that's
they'll
how
basically
they-
have
that's
a
how they
repeat of
want to run
2021
drivers.
if it
Yeah,
repeats
they
again.
could. I mean, no, Latifi isn't in Williams anymore, but
Yeah, but I mean, not to take names, but
yeah, no, I do think that with Verstappen being kind of back in the picture, like not even close to them, but just in if they look in the mirror, they can see him again. I think that really puts pressure on both the McLaren drivers.
Yeah.
I want to see them have some pressure. I think
Yeah,
they both need
I think
some
that's
pressure.
very good for them because you saw what happened in Brazil last year. If you take out Max out of that race, still Norris started on pole and he finished P6 due to a few crucial mistakes.
They have some
And
issues
there
in
have
the
been
rain.
there have been more races like that as well.
We've seen McLaren struggle in the rain because Australia is one of them.
Yeah, but then again, if you take the entirety of
Why are you laughing?
Me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something going on in that mind of yours. She's cooking up a
Always.
plan.
No, I'm just thinking about Australia.
Piastri P10. That's why she's laughing.
P9, I believe.
P9, sorry.
I was not laughing. This is a misrepresentation. But yes, I think, yeah, as we were saying, I think this is a great place for them to do it. They're probably going to do it. I would love and hate to see it go down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. I think at a certain point, I kind of feel like put Lando Norris out of his misery, and me. But beyond that,
Phrase it like that. Holy.
you know what I mean. But no, like the fact of the matter is, McLaren have got their whole own thing going on, and I think they kind of need that Verstappen kick up the backside to make them remember that they aren't just running away with it, and they need to either prioritize or let their drivers race and not do this, 1 foot in each camp thing that they've been doing. So I am fully behind Max Verstappen for the first time in his career and mine. I am fully behind him now. Just make him
I
sweat a little
mean,
bit, you know?
as we are going towards the predictions now, I'm going to make the first one. I think McLaren are going to be their own biggest enemies going into the final part of the season.
Yeah,
For
Because
sure.
the stress that they're going to be under, even if Verstappen gets even 10 points closer to both drivers, that's going to really leave a mark on both of them because they'll have it in their heads. Like, they need to perform and they don't need to just win from their teammate, but they also need to keep outscoring or not be outscored by Verstappen.
yeah.
And they might get desperate. And I think that what we saw in Baku might be part of a bigger problem in the long run because both of them haven't really fought for a championship in F1 before. And it's different too, of course, F2 and F3. Yeah, I think we might see some more mistakes from McLaren going into the final
Yeah, I
races
mean,
of the season.
my bold prediction off the back of that is that if Lando Norris falls behind Verstappen in this championship, he will either go absolutely beast mode next year or he will never win a championship in F1. I think, like I'm going there. I think, that would be a real showing of not only like McLaren's sort of failures to,
The world.
yeah, sure, not just what McLaren have kind of done wrong, but also his own mistakes. He's less experienced, younger teammate has come in and had an absolute killer
Banger of the
season.
season. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he cannot be making the mistakes that he's been making. I mean, obviously, Zandvoort was not his fault, but since then he's had opportunities to capitalize and he hasn't. So, I mean, more than anything, I'm hoping that Verstappen's involvement, shall we say, in the rest of the season, I hope that really triggers something in Lando to do something. Stop with the mistakes. McLaren, I think, just really need to reevaluate. We hoped last year that we would see them reevaluate going into this season, where we kind of knew that both of their drivers would be battling it out. We haven't seen that. So I hope that Max can really put things into perspective for them going into this last bit of the season. But also, I feel like I'm going to hurt my own feelings by wanting this. So let's just...
Fair.
On that note, as we mentioned earlier, our lovely viewers
Community.
and followers, community, we asked you to send us in your logical and bold predictions for the Singapore Grand Prix this weekend. That went out across our platforms and social media, so keep an eye on those so that you can get involved next time. I'm going to hand over to you, Pigeon. You've got the responses in front of you.
Yeah. I compiled a list of our lovely responses to our questions. They really varied from completely nuts to basically slam
Very,
dunks.
yeah.
I mean, we had one about a lizard, so...
Yeah, someone said the lizard's going to be on pole. I don't know which lizard, but there's always a lizard in Singapore for some reason.
I mean, we
lizard.
saw a pole lap last year.
I don't think that they're going to count the lizard towards the lap.
Crazier things have happened, man. Believe in something.
What are they
I mean, they
referencing
adopted
a
a cat
driver?
last time out, so...
What are they referencing a driver?
Yeah. So no, but we have 4 logical predictions and 4 bold ones. Let's just start with the logical ones. Someone said Red Bull will struggle in these high downforce settings. Of course, we saw Verstappen dominate the field in low downforce, and then before that in Hungary, they were absolutely miserable. Pretty logical one to say that they're going to struggle. We'll just have to see. But I think that Red Bull might have it actually pretty down this time. So I wouldn't be surprised if Verstappen can just kind of go along with the McLarens on this one.
I don't expect Supermax dominance from this round, just purely because of the nature of the circuit. What I would say on that is the weather.
Yeah.
The rain is a great equalizer.
I mean, at least I don't think that they will try a Monza spec wing on wet conditions this time.
Yeah,
Like
that
they
might
did
be
in
a step
Silverstone.
too. That might be a step too far.
Yeah. We touched on safety cars before. So someone else said safety car in the first 10 laps of the race. I think even if you would put that in the first lap, you would have a slam dunk prediction right there. Yeah. Something always happens in Singapore. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the walls or something.
Nice jazz black magic.
But even if you look back at 2017, when both Ferraris started 1 and 3, they had the crazy Ferrari sandwich with Verstappen. We might just see some start like that.
Norris, Verstappen, Piastri.
And then straight into our bold prediction. Someone said Lewis wins his first Grand Prix with Ferrari.
Roscoe Power.
Please.
He needs this.
Yeah.
He needs this. Dogra needs this. I need this.
I think everyone needs this. As everyone knows, Roscoe sadly passed away this week. I think that Lewis might not be really in the right headspace, maybe. On the other side, Lewis can bounce back like no one else.
There was also a doubt
Not
whether
from
he'll
this,
race
I don't
at
think.
all, actually.
If he had actually, I wouldn't say pulled through, but if Roscoe had still been in intensive care, I think that he might have skipped out.
Yeah, but
Yeah, definitely.
to just be with him. But I think that he might just race. I think maybe he needs something to focus on right now.
I really hope so.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see hammer time to the max. This week.
Hopefully. I just really want something good to happen to Hamilton in a while now. And just this Roscoe thing was just a huge, nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's the wrong expression. No, hold on. I meant,
another blow in a really tough season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
We've seen some
don't worry, you're gonna get us cancelled.
Yep.
I'm Indian. English is my my third language.
Moving on. No, I mean, on kind of on that note a little bit, we've seen some really beautiful symbolic wins for Lewis. So I mean, if there was ever a time, it would be very special, I think, for everyone involved.
Yeah. On that note, we have some more predictions to go through.
The bold ones?
We have, as we touched on before, we have lots of rookies in the field this year. With the rain, it's likely that some rookies are going to misjudge their braking point or whatever, find a wall, they got to crash. Someone said we're going to see rookies crashing, causing a lot of safety cars, and that will make the race interesting. That's a fair one.
I mean,
we saw Baku,
fair.
so Baku qualifying was more of the thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
I raise you. The rookies will be the only ones that we don't have to worry about, and it will be the seasoned professionals. That is what I would like to see.
Bold prediction from Jazz.
What did I do to you?
Someone else said Max will not make Q3, which could be likely. Rain,
that's
flags.
bold.
Yeah, I must say, last time we didn't see Max through the Q3, we had Brazil. So,
I mean, it would add a layer of drama, I think.
Definitely.
Not that we need another layer of drama, but the Max not going to Q3. I mean, that is as simple as poorly timed red flag. That could be anything. So
a poorly timed stroll in the wall.
Stroll into the wall or stroll in the wall?
Could be both.
Could be both.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's most of our predictions that the fans sent through. So
Shout out to the
actually,
lizard.
yeah, the lizard definitely. I do think that we had Baku last time out. Always fun to go there because it's never predictable. I think Singapore is kind of the same, but Singapore has like a really different level of unpredictability to it. Because Baku, for some reason, always has crazy qualifying results that you could not make up if you tried. And then Singapore is more like you see people making mistakes, and that kind of causes safety cars, and then you have the strategy. So it's a different level of chaos, but very nice to see, anyways. Yeah.
Well, we've had predictions from the viewers.
Yes.
Thank you. We've had productions and predictions and everything in between from the viewers. So I'm going to bring it to you guys now. Pole position. Who is taking it in Singapore? Don't all jump at once, guys.
You want me to go first? Okay. Yeah. Let's go with Max.
Piastri. No, wait. Hamilton. For Roscoe.
I'm so conflicted about all of these things. I mean, obviously, we will revisit again on Saturday after qualifying. But do you want to say anything on the race? Bold prediction for the race. I don't want to know who finished P1. I want a bold prediction.
No DNFs.
Alright, that's just delusional.
I'm not saying no safety cars. I'm just saying no DNFs.
I'll say no safety cars.
Do you guys... It's going to be like staring at a wall for 2 hours. What's wrong with both of you?
The real question is, if it rains, even I think we can only really answer this from Friday on. Because if it rains, then we have a completely different race on our hands. So if it does rain, then we're going to see really difficult conditions.
No, give me something bold. Give me something out there. I don't want to drive. Let's get a bit more specific about it.
Rookie only podium.
Alonso to the podium.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. This is the vision.
Double Red Bull on the podium.
I would be.
That's more delusional than mine.
So in this scenario, it's Norris P1 and then
No.
Yeah. Or Yuki P1. That's what you meant, right?
I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't have to do it as Shui, so.
Oh no, Lando, drop out. I don't want to do the Shui. Well, I asked for bold predictions. I got bold predictions. So thank you both very much, and thank you for joining me today for this episode of the Fastest Podcast. We'll be back again Saturday and Sunday with our post-qualifying and post-race podcasts. In the meantime, if you don't already, you can follow us on social media for lots of updates on everything going on
we
in
have
Singapore.
Twitter, we have Facebook. No, we don't have Facebook yet. We have Twitter, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, and YouTube.
Technically, we also have Threads.
We also have Discord.
Did you say Twitch?
Oh yeah, Twitch!
Twitch as well. Also
That's quite
Threads.
an important one.
Also Threads.
I'm going to just skip over the last one.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone, thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye.